It's morphin' time. Pterodactyl.
Hi there, this is Datila with Rangers of Wrestling, bringing you the Wrestling Time Post Show. And for tonight, I will be reviewing Impact Wrestling. Alright, so tonight's Impact, it was a go-home show, 2 Under Siege, and it kicked off with an incredible tables match between Brian Myers and Morrissey. Now, I wonder if this match was put on first because of Morrissey losing last night on AEW Dynamite. But this was a fantastic match. In case you guys don't know, Brian Myers and Morrissey actually beat Brian Myers' learning tree. He beat 9 members of the learning tree. I don't know where the hell Brian Myers found some of those members, but he beat them. And then after that, Brian Myers was doing commentary on Impact, like during a match, and Morrissey would always come out and try to BQE him through a table, but Brian Myers always found a way to escape, and he always ended up putting somebody else through a table instead. And so then last time, the major players reunited and put Morrissey through a table, so you know he wanted revenge. All right, so as soon as the bell rings, Brian Myers and Morrissey immediately go at it. And there was this one spot where a random fan fist bumped Morrissey, and the crowd was certainly behind him. They kept chanting, Morrissey, Morrissey, because he is a baby face now. He started off as a heel, and Impact did a really good job at establishing him as a dominant heel. But now he's face, and he's a really good baby face. Morrissey just tried to do the BQE, but Brian Myers escapes from it, and he crossed towards the ring. Myers, and this surprised me, Myers suplexes Morrissey into the ring, but it was a struggle. Like, he struggled bringing him in over the top rope. And then at one point, Morrissey hits Brian Myers with the big boot. Then guess who comes out? Brian Myers' best friend, Mack Cardona. I'm sorry. Ever since Moose called it Mack Cardona, that I've been calling him Mack Cardona. So because of the distraction from Mack Cardona, it prevents Morrissey from putting Brian Myers through a table with the BQE. Then they did a double suplex to Morrissey, the major players here. And then Morrissey knocked both of them down, and he did a double choke slam, which I thought was pretty cool. Then guess who else comes out? Chelsea Green comes out, and she tries to hit Morrissey with the Digital Media Championship, but he dodges, and he grabs her and tries to put her through a table like he did last time. But she ends up escaping. And so so at the end, they had Morrissey like all set up to put him through a table. Like, Brian Myers had like a sweater over him, and Chelsea Green was gonna stop him like they did the first time. But he ends up escaping from him. Brian Myers, he hits Morrissey with a low blow. Chelsea Green's like holding him by his hair against the ring post, while the major players try to hit him with a table, but he moves out of the way. So then Mack Cardona tries to leave by saying he's sorry. Jordan Grace comes out and attacks him. If you guys recall, Mack Cardona did take the Digital Media Championship from Jordan Grace, and that was the match he turned heel in. All right. And then she hits him with the spine buster. With the help of Morrissey, Jordan Grace puts Mack Cardona through the table. Like, she picks him up, and Morrissey hits him with the boot, and he goes through the table. But of course, the match isn't over because it's not with Mack Cardona. It's with Brian Myers. So then Jordan Grace turns her attention over to Chelsea Green, and she chases her out of the arena. Then Brian Myers comes with half a table and throws it in the midsection of Morrissey. You can hear Brian Myers tell Morrissey, get up. And I'm not going to say it because someday I would like to get monetized. And then towards the end, Morrissey hits Brian Myers with the sidewalk back hold slam. And there was a table set up on the outside, the table that was originally meant for Morrissey. And he picks up Brian Myers and sends him flying outside to that table. Morrissey ends up being victorious. And a fantastic performance by Morrissey, if you ask me. It was one hell of a performance. The crowd was totally behind him. That's how you know he's the ultimate babyface. I know last night on Dynamite, he was a heel facing Wardlow, but this time around, he is a babyface. Again, fantastic performance. A great opening match. I thought it was really fun. But as they say, Morrissey officially moves on from this. So So I want to see what's next for W. Morris. Then we get a quick backstage segment with Rich Swann and Willie Mack, and of course the major players. You know, Willie Mack and Rich Swann are in the middle of an interview when the major players interrupt them, and Matt Cardona is saying that he doesn't care that Rich Swann and Willie Mack are in the middle of an interview, and Cardona tells Rich Swann with that attitude, there's no wonder that Swann is no longer champion. And Rich Swann basically challenges Matt Cardona to a match. So I'm pretty excited for that. And actually, I think that would be a really good match between both of them. Then we get the X Division Championship match. It's Ace Austin versus Rocky Romero. And this was another good match. Ace Austin at one point takes Rocky Romero down and kicks him in the back, or in the spine, I should say. There's this really cool spot when they're on the outside, and like Ace Austin is on the ring apron, and Rocky Romero is trying to like trip him, but Ace Austin ducks it, and then like he stands on one. He does a one-arm handstand, and then he ends up kicking Rocky Romero in the face, which I thought was a pretty cool spot. Oh, but then after that spot, Rocky Romero hits a hurricanrana in the floor. That must have hurt. It looked like it hurt. When they get back in the ring, Rocky Romero does the tornado DDT to Ace Austin. And Rocky Romero puts Ace Austin in a single leg Boston Crab, but Ace Austin escapes making it to the bottom rope. And then the ending sequence to this match is a spin kick to Rocky Romero. He goes down, and then Ace Austin hits him with the fold, and Ace Austin retains in his first defense in his third reign as X Division champion. So then Trey Miguel comes out. He attacks Ace Austin and tells him to ask for the title and to keep it warm from him because his days as X Division champion are numbered. He's going to cash in his rematch at Under Siege. So I cannot wait. It's going to be a good match. Like Ace Austin said, every time he and Trey Miguel face each other, he always wins. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to be any different here. Okay, then we get a Josh Alexander segment who says that not too long ago, he stood there as X Division champion and said he was going to be the face of the company. And now that face might be scarred, bruised, beaten up, but his face is the face of Impact Wrestling. He says that in order for him to stay the standard, the walking weapon, he needs to defend his championship against the best the world has to offer. And he said he got Ishii's message loud and clear last week. And basically what it was is after Scott D'Amore said he was going to reveal the winner of Moose versus Josh for Under Siege, Ishii came out and he basically stared down Josh Alexander and went like that. So he got that message loud and clear. Josh says he wants Ishii to show the world why he is a legend in the business, not just in Japan, but around the world. And at Under Siege, he's stepping in the ring with the face of Impact Wrestling. And he's going to show why holding the title makes him the best wrestler on earth. So I cannot wait for that match. I'm so excited. Josh Alexander does not disappoint. He has not had one bad match. At least in the 2 years that I've been watching Impact Wrestling, he has not had one single bad match. Then we get Masha Samovic versus Damaris. Damaris got some offense in, but come on now. Come on. Really? Did she really think she stood a chance? No. Masha turns things around. She hits Damaris with a snowplow. Masha Samovic wins. And so I'm pretty excited to see what eventually happens to Masha Samovic. Then we get a Briscoe Brothers and Violent by Design segment. So basically the mark saying that Violent by Design has got 2 days left as tag team champions. And that wherever they go, they run the show. Then Jake says basically the same thing. Wherever they go, they run the show. And that for their first ever appearance on Impact, they became number one contenders. Then it cuts to Violent by Design, who says that they are champions. And this is what they look like. They have power and control. Briscoe Brothers have wrestled teams, clubs, groups, fractions, and they are brothers by blood and circumstance. They're brothers by choice, champions by design. It may not seem personal to the Briscoes, but it's personal to them because the Briscoes are trying to take the thing that they desire the most, power and control. And he says that at Under Siege, they're going to learn that it means that the world does belong to them. So I'm hoping The Briscoes, I think the Briscoes are winning against Violent by Design. I don't think they're going to come to Impact just to lose. So it's going to be interesting to have the Briscoes be tag team champions. I think it injects new blood into the tag team division because we know we need that. So I'm pretty excited for that. Really am. Then we get Chris Bay and Jay White, the Bullet Club or Jay and Bay Connection versus Willie Mack and Rich Swann. This is a good match. Of course, Jay White kicks things off against Rich Swann. So the reason why I think this was a good match is because Chris Bay and Jay White work very well together. I can see why they're the Jay and Bay Connection. Because during the match, while Jay White distracts the referee, Chris Bay is on the outside attacking Rich Swann. He did that twice. And the third time they tried it, Rich Swann got the better of Chris Bay. But Jay White and Chris Bay work really well together. They do. So I can see why Jay and Bay Connection fits them. But the ending segment to this has you see a half and half suplex and then the art of finesse. Great combo if you ask me. And that allows Jay White and Chris Bay to be victorious. At the end of the match, you get a half and half suplex and an art of finesse. Great combo if you ask me. And that allows Jay White and Chris Bay to be victorious in this match. Then at the end of the match, Honor No More comes on. They start beating Chris Bay and Jay White. And the Good Brothers come out and they take out Honor No More. And then they do a too sweet gesture in the ring. So if you guys recall, Honor No More did cost the Good Brothers their match, their lumberjack match against Violent by Design. And then Honor No More did eliminate the Good Brothers in the 8 tag team elimination challenge, which is essentially a gauntlet. And then we get Steve Macklin versus Tomohiro Ishii, which, holy smokes, this was a great match. I like that at the very beginning, both men are just growling at each other. They do it, like, I think twice, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Ishii with that power slam to Steve Macklin, holy smokes. But then Steve Macklin returns it back and hits Ishii with the backbreaker. So it's a hard-hitting match. Like, at one point, Ishii was hitting Steve Macklin with chest chops, and Macklin was just egging him on. He said, come on, and his chest was red. I really like the combo of the Olympic slam to Ishii and followed by the Boston leg crab. That was a cool combo. Another favorite spot in this match that I liked was that Ishii first did a German suplex to Macklin, and then Macklin did a German suplex to Ishii. But the ending combo, holy smokes. Okay, so Ishii did a headbutt to Macklin, then a clothesline, and then a brainbuster, and allowed him to be victorious. So, of course, I'm not surprised because this means that Tomohiro Ishii is going into Under Siege with momentum against Josh Alexander. But I don't think he's going to win either way. But good that he's got momentum going in. And so the main event was a Monsters Ball match. It was PCO versus Jonah. Holy smokes. They've been feuding for a while now. Like, PCO is not human. He is not human. Like, Jonah attacks PCO before the start of the match, right? And then, like, he keeps attacking him. They slowly make their way up the stairs. And then they go to the ring. According to commentary, this is the 53rd Monsters Ball match. I really like when Jonah suplexed PCO on the diamond plate outside. Wow, like, he is not human. Like, PCO got hit in the head with trays. He did a hurricanrana to Jonah on steel chairs. Jonah with a sledgehammer to the head and the neck of PCO, and he still did not go down. PCO ended up splitting the ladder in half after Jonah threw him on it. A DDT to Jonah on the trash can. Like, this was my favorite spot in the match. Jonah goes outside and he grabs a black bag. And as commentary pointed out, that is not a good sign in wrestling. And there was thumbtacks in that bag. And of course, Jonah poured them out into the ring and he powerbombed PCO, and homeboy still kicked out. He's still kicked out. I'm telling you, PCO is not human. Okay, so then I really like the ending sequence because PCO tries to hit Jonah with a sledgehammer. Jonah stops him at first. He goes for a second attempt. Jonah goes crashing through the table. And then PCO does a PCO salt. And PCO is victorious. Like, these two really just hate each other. And yeah, and so I'm seeing what's next. I don't know if this means their feud is over, if it's going to continue. But if it's over, they had one hell of a rivalry. A battle of two monsters indeed. If it's not over, I don't know what other type of stipulation it can be. This was an incredible match. Well, with that being said, this concludes this review. And the reason why I haven't been going live is, I don't know if you can tell by the sound of my voice, but I am a little under the weather. So I hope to go live soon this weekend because we got 2 pay-per-views, Under Siege and WrestleMania Backlash. But if not, then I'll definitely go live again next week. But for now, thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow after a Friday night SmackDown. Bye. I was